Welcome back. As you guys can tell from the title of the video, I'm going on my first date ever. So, I'm gonna get ready for that. I actually have school first. My date's at 6 p.m. in Shinjuku, and I'm gonna use a cushion. Oh wait, I think I need to do my concealer first. Hold on. I haven't done makeup in a while. This is... Okay, yeah, concealer first, because I didn't sleep too good last night and I have some dark circles. This is my first date ever, and I'm currently 25, which is, I feel like for most people's standards, a little bit weird that I've never gone on a date before, but I just feel like I've never had the opportunity to go, and I didn't really want to force myself. Not to say that I'm ready to start dating, but I am interested. So I found this dude on Bumble. I already know there's probably not going to be a second date just from like the vibes that I'm getting from him, but I did want to, he did ask me out on a date, so I did want to give it a try, and no one's really asked me on a date before, so I was like, why not? Now I'm gonna go in with my cushion foundation. I really like the one from Espor. But yeah, I have class first, so we're gonna meet at 6. So I have to leave from class and then head to Shinjuku right away, and I'll still have a little bit of time before I meet him, which is fine because I wanted to go shop around a little bit anyways. I already am getting kind of like weird vibes from him because he asked me when I wanted to meet, and I was like, oh, I'm good with Monday, like we can go to a cafe, just grab dinner or something. He was like, okay, yeah, we can go to this cafe or we can go play darts. It really got me at the darts because I was like, who plays darts on a first date? But you know, that's kind of original, I guess. But I told him I preferred a cafe or a dinner date rather as our first meet. He was like, oh, that's fine. But then I believe like Sunday night he texted me, oh, I can't do Monday. My mom and my sister's coming. And I was like, okay, maybe it was like a last minute decision. That's fine, like you couldn't have told me earlier. Hey, what days are you free? And he was like, I could do Tuesday through Friday. I was like, let's just do Tuesday then, because I just wanted to get it out of the way. It's kind of like a checklist I've been wanting to do. So he was like, Tuesday sounds great. And this was on Sunday. And then come Monday, he texted me, he goes, I'm so sorry, I forgot I had an appointment, or I already had plans for Tuesday. So can we do Wednesday through Friday instead? And I was just like, you've rescheduled with me like 2 to 3 times already. It's fine, I'll just do Wednesday, and it's just for dinner, so it's not a big deal. So I was like, okay, today is Wednesdays. Anyways, back to this day. I'm not super excited to meet him because we've only talked a little bit on Bumble and Instagram, and I just feel like he's not, like we're not vibing. I feel like I'm just kind of going to say that I went on a first date because I'm about to be 26. Just slightly embarrassing to say I've never been on a date before, so I don't know. It could be the worst experience ever, but since I am in Japan, I thought I tried something new. Next, I'm gonna go in with a translucent powder because I be oily. But yeah, I have zero expectations. My older sister that's here, Joey, she was like, should I be in the next door over? And I just feel like I cannot take this date seriously if I know she's gonna be next door. But at the same time, like I've never met this dude. To be safe, I feel like she should, just in case something happens. I don't know. I already came up with an excuse of like if I didn't want to hang out after my dinner. I do have a test tomorrow, but I am gonna tell him that I have to go home and prep for my test, but I'm not actually gonna prep for it. It's a pretty simple test, so contouring, I guess. I saw on the Chinese app Xiaohongshu, you're supposed to do like a question mark on your eyebrows, parentheses around your nose. Here, I'll do that. And then like a division sign on your lips, and then your nose. This looks a little funny. And then you just blend it. I don't know if you can tell a difference or not, but after the date, I want to go to Baskin Robbins and get a dessert, because I had Baskin Robbins in Japan last time and it was so freaking good. I mean, they have that in America too. Maybe I just never went, but I got the strawberry cheesecake and they had like real cheesecake in there and I was like, I am obsessed. And it's actually hard to come by. The neighborhood, I guess, that I'm in, Baskin Robbins is kind of far, so I've had trouble. I've only had it that one time we went out. It's kind of rare these days for you to be 25 and never been on a date. I'm such an introvert, especially back in America, that I'd rather spend my time hanging out with the people that I know and I'm close to, giving them my quality time versus like trying to get to know someone new. But you know, we're trying to change that because in my friend circle, there is nobody that I can date, so I have to expand. Oh, I guess I could talk a little bit about the guy that I'm meeting. I want to give him a nickname like I see on all the TikToks. We can call him Mr. Aloe. That's the best I could do. But Mr. Aloe is full Japanese. He's lived here all his life, but we were messaging each other in English. His English was pretty decent. I mean, obviously not 100%, but I could understand him just fine. His job title is an architect designer, which I found pretty interesting because I've never met anyone that did architect before. I keep seeing all these TikToks saying Japanese men are toxic because they cheat all the time. Very, very low expectations. Makeup is done. This is today's outfit, my perfume and jewelry. I am also definitely way more excited that I'm going on a date rather than I'm going on a date with this dude. I actually really like this outfit. It's quite cute, but I don't know. It's very Japanese style, that's for sure. Okay. This is the full fit. And then for my shoes, I'm gonna wear flat tennis shoes because I'm quite tall. What if he's short, you know? I am starving. Taking a little mini break before I have to meet him for dinner. I've been craving this so bad since the first time I've had it. Dessert before dinner. This is snacks, I think, made in Hokkaido for kitties. Salmon. Mama loves salmon. Get. Now that I'm actually here, he has 10 minutes left. I'm kind of nervous. I'm more nervous of the fact that I'm just meeting someone new. I have social anxiety, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. You guys, I just got back from my date. It's 9 p.m. actually. So I met him at 6. He was actually right on the dot. I was like, this man has 2 minutes left till 6 o'clock. But he came, Mr. Aloe, I still remember his name that I gave him. Mr. Aloe came at 6 on the dot in front of the restaurant that we chose to meet at. I thought it was gonna be a super awkward first meeting, but it was fine. It just kind of threw me off that when he saw me, he spoke in Japanese first, and I was like, oh no, so this is how tonight's gonna go. And overall, yes, we spoke 80% in Japanese with my very, very broken Japanese, and his English, like I said, was perfectly fine texting, but in person, I guess Japanese people just have a little bit more difficulty speaking than they can text. So his speaking, he tried really hard, I will give him that, but his speaking just wasn't the best. So there was a bit of a language barrier. Had it not been for the language barrier, I think things would have went a lot smoother. But we ordered dinner, and basically I did like how he took the lead, because I was like, I don't really know what to eat, you know, you can pick or whatever. And so he ordered dinner, and we just shared a pizza and a pasta together. We just chatted during dinner. It was very like basic stuff, just trying to get to know each other. But then afterward, he suggested if we should go do anything else, and I was like, oh, I mean, we could grab dessert or boba if you're up for that. So we went and ended up getting boba, and then he took me to this outdoor place that was famous in Shinjuku. It was called a Penguin something, I don't really know. It was just outside, there were some benches you can sit on, and apparently, yeah, a lot of couples come here. So we ended up just sitting there and talking for the rest of like hour and a half, which was pretty nice. I got a lot more comfortable after dinner, and when we were sitting outside, I feel like we talked more then than during dinner. I usually don't notice this, but I did really like the sound of his voice, which usually I don't pay attention to that because I'm pretty tone deaf, but the sound of his voice was very soothing, and just his whole vibe was pretty like calming and soothing, I feel like. He did ask me on a second date, and he was like, can I take you camping? Because I said I've never been camping, but I wanted to try, and he just bought a new camper car or whatever. Obviously, I said yes, because who says no in person to their face, like right when we're talking? I might still try to go. Overall, I do feel like it was a very good first nice date experience for me, because he was a gentleman like through and through and very polite, but it was like I was meeting a new like friend or a person for the first time, but it still had a hint of you're on a date kind of vibe. So I think it was like a good way to ease into quote unquote dating. Okay, after all of that, I should go shower now. I thought I was done talking, but I actually went to shower and I thought about it a bit more. And I just wanted to say, if there are any girls out there that are thinking about going on a Bumble date or just going on a date but are still quite hesitant to just go for it, I know it's quite scary, because the fact that I waited this long to even go on my first date took a lot out of me. Like, I did a lot of self-convincing before I even went out. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that I hate going out, and even my friends have a hard time seeing me because I just don't like going out. I feel like I've heard all of these advices before, but it just never hit me until after I went on my first date. Rather than like how well the date went, I feel like I'm just so proud of myself for taking the effort to go and meet someone new. And because my expectations were so low, was better. I wasn't nervous or anything. I mean, I was a little bit nervous, but I didn't feel the anxiety to people please, I guess, in a way. I was definitely more nervous on meeting new Bumble friends than I was meeting Mr. Aloe. So